What's up, everyone? I'm Jason, this is the Freeberg Garage, and we are working on the 1275 Hammer Performance motor, if I could say that, because we finished the top end in the last video. A lot of good steps in order to get this finally completed and transformed. This is not original from any standpoint other than maybe even polishing up here. Maybe that was original. Some of it's there, but a lot of good steps. If you're interested, I'll link them up here to go check them out if you're interested on how that top end went together. We are working on the primary. So originally I taped all this off because, well, I didn't want to get dust and grime in here, and I thought I was gonna be able to clean the aluminum a little bit better, and I was gonna change out the clutch basket that was back here into a performance one. Realized that wasn't really the route I needed to go with, and we're gonna stick with the Hammer Performance disc plates that they have there for the clutch. Now, what we're gonna do is pull all this off, see how nasty we have inside of here, get this cleaned up so we can actually reinstall everything. One problem I have here is I don't remember where a lot of the bolts went. So I got a big old basket we're gonna dig through, figure out where that stuff's at, get this put back together for the most part, see how far we can get on that side, and get this done and completed. All right, so let's get this opened up and see what we have. All right, so let's pull this off. It's been a long time coming on this side, and I know it is gonna be not the friendliest in here. Well, I should say it'll be all right friendly because I have it mostly taped off. But I can already tell by the stator, we got some cleaning up to do inside of here. And see if our side over here at least stayed cleaned. Should have, because the tape held up on this side here. All the good bearings looks clean still. That's awesome. Pull this off. Hopefully nicely comes off. There we go. Now I didn't touch anything else around here to loosen up on trans, so I don't have to worry about going back on that. As far as everything else goes, we should be able to start assembling a basket and stator together here. That's the way I pulled it off. So let's get those parts, at least see if we could slide those on. All right, per the service manual, we installed the clutch basket with the chain and the rotor all together. All right, so luckily I didn't pull apart the rotor. You can go through the whole process, making sure that you go through and take off all these nuts and all that, but we don't need to do that. All right, so we are installing this as one, just like the service manual tells us to. We're gonna slip this on. All right, they're just awkwardly heavy when you're doing it with two hands like this. All right, we just gotta match up the gears now. Yeah, I slid that one too fast. Got the force of the magnets working against you a bit. There we go. Oop. All right, slammed that a little too hard. That's all right. No sharp blows. Well, we just did a little bit of that. That's all right. It's on there, looking good. Once I slid this on, I realized I need to get set up because the foot-pounds on this sprocket nut is a massive difference than what we did in the past for my FXRs, all the stator nuts, because those are between 80 to 100 foot-pounds, all right? This is gonna max out my torque wrench. This is 150 foot-pounds. That's what this sprocket nut needs. Why? Sports are supposed to be slower, smaller than a big twin, at least from stock. And this is requiring, from a stock service manual, 150 foot-pounds up to 164 foot-pounds to lock this down. And we did 3 drops-ish, a little more than that, of red Loctite. Theirs is like 232 by the service manual. I went with 271. Looked up the difference. There's some kind of formula mix of different dyes and everything you want to go with, but I went with 271. That'll work just fine. Worked well on my other stator nuts. And then I got my locking tool here that will make sure that we don't turn this motor over. And then I relock down the motor so I can actually get all the force. Hopefully we can get this to actually lock down. It's gonna be a little interesting because like I said, going from 80 to 100, very doable. When you're on a bike stand, everything is working with you at that point. We're working on a bench, a lot more foot-pounds, and I gotta use a whole body force to hopefully get this thing to lock down. We'll see, all right? So this is my best shot at trying to get it going there. But yeah, 3 drops per service manual and 150 foot-pounds. as compared to a big twin of 80 to 100 foot-pounds. Why? Why is that? Well, maybe because the transmission's all together and everything's just connected, but that was interesting that a Sportster requires more foot-pounds than a big Evo. All right, so let's see if this works. We got it. All right. Hey, it does work. Cool. I just thought we were going to shift everything else. That went smooth. That doesn't always happen. Very rarely. That actually worked out awesome. So that's 150. I have another torque wrench we're going to see get to 164. All right. The one I have on hand actually it's broken. So we're going to come back to this one, but it's got its torque down for now. All right. Not a big deal. It's going to be open for a little bit longer. We'll get this a little bit later. But for now, it has been torqued down to 150. We will come back to the 164, the elusive 164. I know there's Loctite on there, so we'll come back. We're installing the main shaft nut here, and we're going to require 2 to 3 drops of red Loctite. There we go. Okay. And these are left-handed threads. And we need to make sure our washer is stamped to the outside. Literally it says out on there. Place it just like that. We're gonna jam up our sprocket here. We're moving. There we go, that's 80. That was 70, sorry. Now we're gonna hit with the 80. We're gonna install our adjusting screw plate. Now you can take this apart. There's like some snap rings. You can pull this apart. Didn't need to do that. I just cleaned it up and added some oil, just like the service manual says you can do. So we are good to go there. Okay, and we're gonna add our snap ring into here. Here's a big old snap ring, pliers, making sure we don't shoot this out and go across the garage, all right? And it is seated. All right, good stuff. So we got everything installed to the part where I can actually decompress the clutch basket to get the plates out. So I want to switch to what a hammer has, but I want to get these fully apart, take it from there. All right, so we're going to use a tool which came in the hammer kit, which is awesome. All right, this is a clutch compression tool that they have. It's made by Motion Pro. It's pretty common out there. They make some real nice tools on the cheap compared to a lot of the big manufacturers out there that also make some of the similar kind. So that's what we're going to go with. We can see if we can compress, release this main disc on here so we can pull out all the clutch plates in order to get our reassembly going here. All right, so let's get this going. Assembling the tool, gonna go right on this adjustment screw here. So threads right down the hole. Use this flathead to hold the adjustment screw there down, there, fully seated. Throw our diaphragm on there, our washer, and now our handle. Don't slip out of my hands. All right, and we'll grab a wrench here. So we got our free play going now. We can get it to our snap ring here and need to just get this past the claws there and we'll be good to go. Got one there. There. Released. Now the rest of our clutch should start to pull right out. All right. And we're gonna keep these together. Bam, clutch plates are out. These still look awesome. There's no reason to actually replace these. These are stock with the 883. Literally an old lady drove this bike and they are awesome. They actually did a great job on our clutch. There's no burn marks, nothing's grounded out, nothing's been scorched. It all looked brand new still from the factory. This bike also has very low miles on it from 95, but because we're moving up to such a big horsepower difference and torque curve, Hammer Performance recommends replacing it with the kit. Obviously they sent the tool, which is awesome, made things 10 times easier. And I have a new part going in this whole primary area that I'm stoked to be putting on. It's pretty pricey we're gonna be going up to. All right, shock you guys when we get to it, but for now, that brought us to in this one. I would greatly appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, tap that like, press notification, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who are subscribed, thank you, and as always, stay free. See you guys later. Peace.